we've got Darragh jumping back in there in the end. It was a comfortable enough win in the end for Roscommon. I was trying to find the score of it there, but I think all the score apps have crashed there. But
yeah, 120 to 115. I think that's what we got in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a boring second half. I think it was pretty much like everyone thought. The scoreline probably looks. I can't even get out this way. Scoreline looked probably closer than it was in the end, but yeah, it was just two teams going through the motions. Probably even an eye on next week. We were bringing fellas off and giving them a rest. So overall, you can't complain. We're taking a 1 point win, so a 5 point win over Galway on Division 1 football. Job done.
Yeah, you've taken Dublin's place in Division 1 as well.
I know. So, I was following all the Division 1 action. It was chaotic. We were that bored the second half. We were even doing the calculations and who needed what, and that was that's a huge one. And Monaghan just don't seem to want to let go of Division 1. So I think Kildare went down as well, I presume, was it?
Yeah, Kildare went down as well. Yeah, so no Leinster teams in Division 1 next year.
Yeah, I mean, you have to feel sorry for Kildare as well. I mean, 5 points is usually more than enough to stay up. You know, they gave it a real good go. So, especially after that win last week, they would have been thinking we've probably done our work. But, you know, Tyrone and Donegal coming up with huge wins as well. It was a dramatic day, to say the least. I don't know how the Cork Offaly game has actually finished up.
Yeah, last time I seen Cork were leading by a point, but
I'm
not sure.
That seemed to be a high-scoring game, so Division 2 was fairly straightforward. Apart from that, I think Derry going in at half time, I think they were a few down, and they would have seen the Roscommon score, I'm sure, and you know, that would have deflated them altogether. So it's job done. I think one of the lads said we're the only undefeated team in the country now after that, with Galway and Kerry losing as well. So, you know, it's a superb league, and look, we'll give it a good crack again next year.
Yeah, no, there you go. Who stood out for Roscommon in the end? Who was man of the match? Who were the top players, do you think, on the day from a Roscommon point of view?
Probably Conor Cox, I'd say. I think he kicked 7 or 8. Although Keane McKeown now as well was excellent. He's been a young player. He's been in the panel 2 or 3 years now. But he's one of those powerful runners that you need. But they all stepped up. Tony Smith, Enda Smith. Kieran Murphy was back to a bit of himself today with 3. But yeah, probably go with Conor Cox. He seems to be back confident. I think I even remember saying to you last year after the Galway game, maybe a spell in Division 2 just to play them sort of not lower rank, because it's some good teams in it, but to get the confidence back, and he seems to be flying, and hopefully going into the kind of championship now against Sligo, I presume, and then hopefully a final that we can continue this. But I think the game next week will do us probably more favours than Galway. I think Galway would like to maybe just focus fully on Mayo now. I think a game for us next week against Galway again is much needed, because we aren't out again until the first week of May. So I'd say it's next opportunity, and it's a chance to, I think, a 4th Division 2 title if we can win next week in our last 4 goals. So it should be another great day. Anytime you win a trophy in Croke Park, especially for counties like us, it's not to be sneezed at.
Yeah, 100%. And I suppose looking at that game as well, I mean, obviously it will be against Galway again. I mean, could there be an element of sort of, I don't know, shadow boxing a bit as well? Because you could play each other in a Connacht final at some point as well, like if Galway were to overturn Mayo. So it could be, today's game probably the first of a few meetings between these two.
Yeah. I think Galway is seriously disappointed with that first half performance. Yes, there was nothing on it, but to be 11 points down, I can say that I'm pretty sure there are probably strong words said in that half-time dressing room. They came out with fighting in the second half-ish. They couldn't probably be any worse. But that was more so as well. Roscommon took the foot off the gas. There was nothing really. Roscommon the game was won pretty much at thing. And Galway got a late goal as well, just to make the scoreline probably, if you're flicking it on, you probably say it was a closer game than it was. It was really, your 8 to 10 point sort of winning margin for Roscommon. But Galway, I thought they would have actually went, maybe this was the game they'd try and win more so than next week. It's just a week more. So next week will be interesting. I think, I don't know. I think the Mayo game could be 3 weeks away. So Mayo won as well today. They have a game next week. So anytime you're in Croke Park, you may as well try and win. So we'll wait and see. But hopefully similar scoreline next week.
Yeah, 100%. And suppose before you finish, or before we finish up here, anyway, I mean, what do you like? What's the aim for Roscommon? Then do you think winning a Connacht title is realistic, or what do you think? Obviously, you're on that easier side of the draw, and Galway Mayo will be looking at each other, but are Roscommon going under the radar maybe a little bit? I mean, you just don't know.
Yeah, it's probably slightly over the league. We can go under the radar, but I think now people will probably take a bit more notice. But yeah, it's definitely a big performance is needed in the kind of final. I'm saying like we're in it already, which is I don't want to be disrespectful to Sligo or New York, but like we should be in it, and whether that's Mayo or Galway, probably edge towards Mayo. I think probably they're just that bit more ahead at the moment, but yeah, I think it's performance wise we're probably going to be underdogs anyway. So performance, and hopefully we can match what we did in 2019.
Perfect. Well, look, top man, Darragh. Anyway, I'll link down your podcast down below anyway for anyone to check it out. And yeah, cheers for jumping on.
No bother, Aaron, anytime.
No bother. Top man, sound. Perfect. Brilliant stuff there. Rommel was saying there, Rossies the ultimate Division 1-2 yo-yo team. Yeah, I mean, they're going up and down quite a lot. And, look, I mean, they've done well, though, this year. Like, great balance to their team, I think. Second best defense in the entirety of the league. The only unbeaten team in the entirety of the National League as well. So, fair play to them. They've clinched promotion, and they've done well. Rommel also says here, Galway will smoke the Rossies at HQ. I don't know, like it's a weird one with Galway. I think they're they're definitely looking towards Mayo. They're definitely looking towards that Mayo game. There's no doubt about that. Main thing was just be promoted. Division 2 trophies or whatever, or finals. I don't really think it matters to them, to be perfectly honest. It's not the biggest deal in the world. It's nice to go to Croke Park, get the occasion there, and Galway's record in Croke Park isn't particularly brilliant. So I'm sure they'll want to set that right. But I wouldn't put much between Roscommon and Galway, really. And I think, Roscommon probably have a bit more balance. There definitely is some issues with Galway's defence, no doubt about it. TV says here, Division 2 will be full of Leinster and Munster teams next year. It will be, yeah. Yeah, you'll have Cork in there, Limerick. You're also going to have Louth in there as well, Dublin, Kildare, Meath. It's going to be interesting Division 2 next year. It really, really is. Jack says Longford beat Laois by 7. And there you go. Yeah, Longford staying up. Laois and Wicklow getting relegated. Louth promoted, as we were saying before. And league final between Kerry and Mayo, which will be up and coming. Dublin, Meath, Kildare and Louth fighting it out next year. Yeah, it'll be a weird one, 4 Leinster counties in there. And Dublin and Louth playing each other, which I think will be an interesting game nonetheless, because it's I can't remember the last time Dublin and Louth played each other in the league. Anyway, we had a couple of meetings in Leinster Championship and all the rest, but the fact we're in the same division, I suppose it shows how well Louth have done, back-to-back promotions, all the rest. Fair play to them. But yeah, cheers anyone who tuned in to the stream. Anyway, Kevin says, following the relegation of Dublin from the NFL Division 1, Kildare and Meath will now very much fancy their chances in the forthcoming knockout Leinster Football Championship. But they probably will, to be fair. They probably will. I think, Meath are actually going in there with a bit of form. Having won, I think, 3 games on the bounce now. Dublin look a little bit all over the place at times. If you can build up a lead against Dublin, I think you have a chance. I think Kildare have an opportunity. I think the Leinster Championship is going to be a bit competitive this year. I think the Munster Championship is, probably already done realistically with Kerry. But, I think Leinster this year, usually in the past when you'd say the Leinster Championship or who's going to win the Leinster Championship, you'd ask the question and everyone would just look away because, there's no point asking the question if you already know the answer. But now I think it's a lot more. I still think Dublin will win it, but it wouldn't be that big of a surprise if they didn't. And I think that's the main thing. Bernard says, Donegal Armagh had handbags at the end of the game. Yeah, I've seen that as well. They were showing that on TG Cahir there, and it looked kind of wild. Looked a bit crazy. Bernard says Derry beat Meath by 2 points. So maybe they did then. Last time I checked, Meath were we're leading there. I mean, there's so much going on, so much scores all over the place, and all the scoring apps here have all crashed. So I haven't a clue what's actually happened. I know Cork got a victory there as well. But if that is the case, if Derry did come back and beat Meath, I think that's a good turnaround in the end. That's a good turnaround for Derry, and that'll give them a bit of momentum going into the Ulster Championship. They play the winner from Fermanagh Tyrone. You'd expect it to be Tyrone, so we'll see what happens there. But yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap this up here anyway. I'll probably clip up a few bits of this stream anyway and put them out, the match reactions, all the rest. No doubt about that. But yeah, cheers to anyone who tuned in. If you could smash the like button, if you're new to the channel, if you could subscribe, that'd be much appreciated as well. And yeah, cheers to anyone who came in, tuned in. 2.5 hour stream, which is definitely must be a record on the channel. So yeah, cheers to anyone who tuned in, and I'll see you all later.